Hello and welcome to Career Guide. I am Nishant and once again I am here with a new topic. And my today's topic is core Java interview questions and answers in MCQ format. So without wasting time, let's get started now. Alright, so the first one is, what is the role of just-in-time compiler? And here we have the options. Translates bytecode into native machine code before the execution of the program. Translates bytecode into native machine code during the execution of the program. Compiles Java source code to bytecode and interprets Java source code to bytecode. And the correct option we have option B, that is translates bytecode into native machine code during the execution of the program. Yes, just-in-time compiler deals with the translation of bytecode to machine code at runtime during the execution of program rather than ahead of time. And that's the reason why just-in-time compilation is also known as dynamic compilation. Okay, so the next one is what happens when just-in-time compiler is absent in Java? And here we have the options. Java bytecode is generated slowly. Executable code is produced slowly by interpreting code on a line-by-line basis. Executable code will no longer be portable, and none of the above. And the correct answer is option B, that is executable code is produced slowly by interpreting code on a line-by-line basis. Yes, executable code is generated slowly because of line-by-line interpreting. Okay, coming to the third question. Why is Java not pure object-oriented? And here we have the options. Because it uses primitive data types. Because primitive data types are not represented as objects. Because we can write procedural style of programming using the static keyword. And all of the above. But the correct answer is option D, that is all of the above. Although Java follows all the four object-oriented concepts, but Java has predetermined primitive data types which are not objects. And also with the use of a static keyword, we can write procedural style of programming. A method which is declared as static can be accessed directly by specifying its name, unlike other methods which can only be accessed by the object of that class. Okay, so the next question is, how many primitive data types are there in Java? And the options we have 6, 7, 8 or 9. But the correct answer is option C, that is 8. Yes, there are 8 primitive data types in Java which are byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean and char. Okay, moving on to the next question. When is automatic type conversion possible in Java? And the options we have. 2 types are compatible and size of target data type is less than the size of source data type. 2 types are compatible and size of target data type is larger than the source data type. Both A and B and none of the above. And the correct answer is option C, that is both A and B. For example, we can assign a long value to a float variable since the size of float is bigger than the long. But we cannot assign a long value to an integer variable since the size of integer is less than that of long. Alright, so the next one is, which of the following option is true about the final keyword? And the options we have. A final method cannot be overridden. A final class cannot be extended. A final variable cannot be initialized with another variable, and all of the above. And the correct answer is option D, that is all of the above. Yes, if you declare any variable as final, it will be constant, meaning you cannot change the value. If you make any method as final, you cannot override it. And if you make any class as final, you cannot extend it. Okay, moving on to the next one. Which of the following is not a bitwise operator? And here we have the options. And the correct one is option C. Yes, less than symbol is a relational operator and not a bitwise operator. So let's take the next question. Which of the following is non-access modifier in Java? And the options we have public, abstract, transient, both B and C. And the correct answer is option D, that is both B and C. Yes, public is an access modifier, whereas abstract and transient are non-access modifiers in Java. Okay, so coming to the next one. System class is defined in which package? And here we have the options. But the correct one is option B, that is java.lang. Yes, java.lang has classes that are fundamental to the design of Java programming language. Alright, so the next one is which of the following data type has the smallest size? And the options we have short, int, long, byte. But the correct answer is option D, that is byte. Yes, byte has size of 1 byte and can store whole numbers from -28 to 127. Okay, so let's take the next one. How many types of loops are there in Java? And the options we have 2, 3, 4 and 5. But the correct answer is option B, that is 3. Yes, there are 3 types of loops in Java. That is for loop, while loop and do while loop. Okay, so the next one is what is the extension of the compiled Java programs? And here we have the options .text, .js, .class, .java. And the correct one is option C, that is .class. Java programs are saved as .java files, and when they are compiled by the compiler, they result into a .class extension. Okay, coming to the next one. What is the default return type of constructors? And the options we have int, float, void, and none of the above. And the correct answer is option D, that is none of the above. Yes, constructor doesn't have a return type. Okay, so coming to the next one. The wrapping of data and functions into a single unit is called, and the options we have encapsulation, abstraction, data hiding, and polymorphism. But the correct answer is option A, that is encapsulation. This encapsulation is a key feature of object-oriented programming, where similar code are grouped in one place. That is, related data items and functions are grouped together in a single class, which makes our code cleaner, easier to read, and provide better control for the modification of data items. Okay, so the next one is the main method serves as dash point for the compiler into the program. And the options we have entry, exit, turning, write. And the correct answer is option A, that is entry. Yes, the main method serves as the entry point for the compiler into the program. The Java compiler looks for the main method in the program to begin for the compilation process. Okay, so let's take the next one. Which of the following declarations do not compile? And here we have the options. But the correct option is option A. Yes, Java doesn't allow declaring different types as part of same declaration. Okay, coming to the next one. Which is correct about an instance variable of type strings? And the options we have. It defaults to null. It defaults to an empty string. It doesn't have a default value. And compilation error. But the correct one is option A, that is, it defaults to null. An instance variable can also be a variable of object type, and the default initial value for such variable is null. Now, a string is object, so the default initial value for a string variable is null. Okay, so next is which of the following will not compile? And here we have the options. But the correct answer is option C. Yes, the underscore can appear anywhere between digits in a numeric value, which enables to separate group of digits to improve readability of our code. For example, the number 4,36,000 can be written as 4 underscore 36 underscore 1000 in Java for better readability. But we cannot use the underscore at the beginning of a numeric value. Okay, so the next one is what is the scope of default access specifier? And the options we have: default member are available to all the packages. Default member is available only within the class. Default member is available only within the package and none of the above. But the correct option is option C, that is default member is available only within the package. Yes, the scope of default access modifier lies within the package, and that's why it is also called package private. Alright, so the next one is what is the superclass for all exception and error? And the options we have: runtime exception, compile time exception, exception, and throwable. But the correct answer is option D, that is throwable. Yes, the throwable class is the superclass of all Java exceptions and errors. Okay, coming to the next one, by using which modifier can we prevent from overridden? And the options we have: static, final, we cannot prevent, and none of the above. But the correct answer is option B, that is final. Yes, you can use final modifier to prevent overriding, and it is the best way to say a method is complete and cannot be overridden. Okay, next is why to use array as a parameter in main method? And the options we have: it is syntax, it is easy to write, it stores multiple values, and none of these. But the correct answer is option C, that is it stores multiple values. Alright, so the next is why do we need to write static keyword to main method? And the options we have: to make it entry point of the program, it is in syntax, it gives access to other methods, and none of these. And the correct answer is option A, that is to make it entry point of the program. Yes, if you write main method without the static modifier, the program gets compiled without compilation error. But JVM doesn't consider the main method without static as the entry point of the program. Okay, so the next is what will be the output of the following program? And the options we have: 127, 128, minus 127, and 0. But the correct option is option C, that is minus 127. Yes, the range of byte data type in Java is minus 128 to 127, but the byte data type in Java is cyclic in nature, and that is why option C is the correct answer. Coming to the last one, which access specifiers can be used for a class so that its member can be accessed by a different class in the different package? And the options we have: private, public, protected, and none of the above. But the correct answer is option B, that is public. The public access specifier is accessible throughout from within or outside the class and within or outside the package.